All right, take it away.
All right, so I don't know if I've met either of you, and forgive me if I have. I'm Carla DeGraff. I'm the region's public awareness chair. I'm also a member of Seroptimus International of San Francisco. So my topic tonight is effective flyers, and I was recently asked by our club parliamentarian, is it flyer or is it flyer with the IE? So I decided I was going to look it up because I seem to use them interchangeably, and that's okay actually, because the Webster and Oxford dictionaries say that both spellings are correct and that they are defined the same. So they both mean a pamphlet, a brochure, one who flies, and flyer with a Y also means a twist of yarn. Flyer, the IE, is the more Americanized version, but I decided to use flyer with a Y in this presentation because I'm watching The Crown. So there you go. So flyers are actually really important today, both in the digital world and in the old-fashioned paper world. We see them in our mailboxes and we see them online, like on the social media. So the first thing is really to focus on a key message using clear and concise language. Keep the content brief, because if it's too busy, it's just too much to take away. Communicating too much on the flyer will get the reader of the flyer confused, like who am I supposed to actually contact? And I think it's partly today's world that we all just read really fast and we're scrolling on social media, right? And so we want to try to grab their attention. And basically, you really want to have that key message be like, an example would be, dream it, be it career mentorship for girls conference day. Like that's the key thing that the flyer is advertising, or like the live your dream application period is open, or whatever the event is. And that's like your key message.
Excuse me, I have this white box right in the middle of your message here. Is there some reason I got that? It's a Zoom thing. Am I supposed to be pressing a button somewhere?
That's weird. What does it say, Nikki?
This meeting is being recorded by the host or a participant.
Is there something you can click on to X out, or?
I can move it.
Yeah, I was able to click. I got it too, and I was able to click got it. There's a little button that says got it next to it, and if you click that, it'll go away.
It did. Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay.
No problem. All right. So the next key item is really that you need to include a call to action. That's actually just a basic marketing technique, and it's true regardless of what the flyer is about. So it could be, help women and girls achieve their dreams. Many times that's our call to action, or attend whatever event, right? Like my example here is attend Seroptimus International of San Francisco's fundraising event, because that's really what you want the reader to do. I mean, it may not have to be in those exact words, but those are just a couple of examples. And then you have to design your flyers on brand, especially true these days when we're trying to show a unified Seroptimus. So for us, Seroptimus International of the Americas sets our brand. And the three items that I look for when I review a flyer is that we're using the correct Seroptimus logo, that we have the full club name rather than SI of, that we use Seroptimus International of Lodi or of, Modesto, whatever, and then our full mission statement. And those three items are supposed to be on every flyer that any of our clubs put out, either on paper, or if it's like a save the date for social media, anything that we post is supposed to have those three items. Another key element is really, how does the flyer look? you know, what are the images you're using? If it's, most of us, this isn't our day job, right? So use a template, use cool graphics, and choose good images. And really, choosing good images is super important, because the resolution of the image is important if you're putting it on print as well as social media. And some of the things that I've read said you should, you know, use the highest resolution possible if you're doing both print and online work. And then, you know, consider your color palette. One of the things that I see people do is they want to stick with our logo colors, but you don't have to do that. If it's a holiday event, you might want something that looks like a holiday event. Or you know, Oakdale's winter event flyer was like snowflakes in blue, and it kind of, you know, was a good holiday theme. And then the final tip is really consider the audience. Flyers are usually read from the bottom up. And that's an interesting phenomena. You know, I didn't think about that until I started, you know, doing these type of approvals, and actually for the region, and actually, you know, researching this topic. And like, because people scan quickly, it actually means the important info should be at the top. And most of us do that, but sometimes, you know, people will put it on the bottom, and I think people don't catch it as quickly. The flyer is meant to attract the audience. So you want the audience to answer that call of action that you put in there, whether it's to attend your fundraiser, apply for something, or, you know, support women and girls, whatever it is. You want the flyer design to stand out. And, you know, it depends on where an audience is really going to read that flyer. So if you're posting it on the bulletin board in Starbucks, somebody might sit there and peruse longer than they will on social media. And make sure that contact information is on the flyer. Where do you get the tickets? Who do you contact? Who do you email? Where can you go? And if you can, you know, click through, if it's on social media, that would be, you know, one of the best things. And frankly, we have a lot of people in the region that do this well. You know, Seroptimus of Central California has Joelle, and I know that she does fabulous flyers. And sometimes, you know, if you want to grab something of theirs, just ask them. But I know in our club, one of the things that it's not my forte, I'll just say. I can put together a presentation and a fabulous spreadsheet as an accountant, but I cannot do, you know, an artistic flyer that looks as good as what our club member Cheryl Adelman, who's in our club, usually does our flyers, because she does them, you know, really well, and she has the right tools. She has what is it, the Adobe Photoshop, or, and then I know some other people use Canva, which is a tool that you can do that kind of graphics work with as well. All right. We will definitely not be taking a whole hour, but so just some examples of some good ones that I've seen recently. I mentioned this already. Oakdale's Snowy Winter Wonderland was what theirs was called. The Sierra Pacific region, I just got the flyer for the President's Roundtable. I sent it to Chris Carroll. We'll post it on the website, but you know, if you want to go there and take a look at it, that's where it is. In our club, we did the garage sale, and in that case, we didn't actually have a contact person, because we told everybody where they needed to go to actually, you know, attend the garage sale. Makes sense. Calaveras did a teddy bear team time, and that one was done really well too, all the elements. And I liked it because even though the Seroptimus logo was in blue, they stuck with a different color theme, right? And so it shows you that you can do that type of thing, where you don't have to stick with the blue and white. And this is me. My email address for the region is sppublicawareness@seroptimus.net. And that goes through to my Gmail if you have flyers to send to me or questions to ask. And I'm certainly happy to answer any questions that you may have. So I'm going to stop sharing so we can see each other. There you have it.
Is there generally a recommendation for like a social media look versus a printed look? Do you know?
I didn't see that, and the research that I did, it was more about the quality of the graphics. I know that sometimes if we do them too big or they're not in the right format, when I get them, they don't look as good in the social media. So I will tweak them when I get the document. Like what I've been doing, I found this trick is that actually, like how Microsoft has the snip tool, I actually just snip, like if the borders are too big, and then save it as a JPEG, and it seems to work pretty well.
We recently had our chili cook-off on Saturday. And it just seems like there's so much printed material that I have to do for that. I do the 8.5 by 11 flyer in color. Well, those are $1 a page to get them printed. So you print 100 pages, that's $100. Then I did the same thing. I did them 4 up so that they could be smaller and cut into pieces. I did a banner. I did, there's just so much that gets done on these things. I don't know if people realize it. That's like the dream it be it. Years ago, well, when we first started, I forget how long it's been, 6, 7 years ago, volumes and volumes of paper we had to print. And I'm thinking, does everybody realize what this is costing?
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. I mean, we got away with our fundraising event in San Francisco. We moved away from actually printing a large volume because we found that it didn't work for us. And different communities and different audiences, different engagement, right? And it might work, but we ended up having lots left over. And so we stopped doing that. And we started doing a small amount because some of us needed some printed invitations or whatever, but we started sending out like the email blast with the PDF. But, that has its, pros and cons as well, right? Because some people are inundated with email and they don't necessarily like it just, right, goes past them. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I think it does depend on your community. So Nikki, do you find that like the printed flyers that you put around town, is that $100 seem worth the investment? Do you know?
Well, at SI of the Sierras, we're a small town in Oakhurst, and I think they did social media a lot this time. But we still have the grocery stores,
Sure.
and the handouts and all of that. So it's kind of like it goes hand in hand. We did find somebody with, I think it was our chamber, and they printed the flyers for us without charge, which is really nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
But I just didn't know what other clubs do when they have a big event. This was one of 2 fundraisers that are really big that we have per year. And what do other people do?
Yeah, I think it's a combination. Like I said, that's what we've moved to doing, but that doesn't work if you're like handing out to a grocery store and they're putting it on, if they're pasting it up or putting it in the window, of a business or something like that. So
well,
again,
then
go ahead.
Women's program, the Live Your Dream, I design a program for that. I design a program for installations so that you can see the order that we're doing all that. It just seems, do other clubs, what do they do? I don't have any reference for that.
Judy, do you have?
I don't know.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's a great question.
Yeah. I think it is. I don't know, like as far as programs and that sort of thing, because I don't necessarily see those from other clubs, but I know that we in the past, when we were meeting in person, now we've been kind of hybrid again. So maybe we will do this, that we did programs for those events as well. So, and, we tried to minimize if we had somebody that could print or copy in their office to do it that way, because the printing cost it can be significant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we could keep that question and ask around.
Well, in essence, then sounds like everybody's doing about the same thing. Is that true?
From what I know, but I don't know, what every club does. I've gotten a lot of invites when I've gone to different club events throughout the region, in an email or, word of mouth, but I've also gotten, like from Oakdale for Motor Madness, I've gotten the thing in the mail because they sell a ticket, right? So I think, I do think it's a combo. And when clubs actually seek approval on their flyer, if they're doing tickets that go like with the flyer, they will send that to me as well. So I think it was Taft recently. They were actually sending out, they told me they were sending out, like they had this folded mailer. So they weren't just posting on social media, they were doing both. They were sending out and or handing out whatever that was, as well as posting on social media. And then they had tickets for their event because it's, their holiday fundraiser or whatever. So, from what I've seen, it looks like it's a combination of, that they're doing the same thing that you are.
They do a mailer? That's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
I get a fair number of things in the mail. So that is the printing plus the postage, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of
So
nice,
you're probably looking at
but
$1.60 per piece,
yeah.
plus the time and all of that to make it, and blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Well, you answered my question. It sounds like it just seems like I was working, and I don't mind. It seems like it wouldn't be, because I've been a graphic artist for a long time, and it's like my giving back to Seroptimus. I love to do it. It just seems like I was doing a lot of materials to advertise our event.
Hi, I'm so sorry to chime in this late. I was listening to all the information that you guys provided. So I'm new to Seroptimus, and I'm also the chair of Dream It Be It this year. So creating a flyer is really essential. So I would love some examples. That would be very helpful. I'm not much of I don't design too much. Hold on, give me just a second. Sorry.
Do you have examples of Dream It Be It flyers you could share with Serena?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Oh yeah, because you guys do a big Dream It Be It.
And a program. I have everything she needs.
Yeah, that would be great. I haven't seen any of those come through, Judy, since I've been doing the public awareness.
Okay.
So I don't have one.
I don't know how to get to Serena. I can email her what I have.
Yeah, Serena, can you put your email in the chat? Because Nikki can share some information from her club, and they have a really strong Dream It Be It.
Yeah.
Okay, I put my email address in the chat.
Okay.
You got it, Nikki?
Yeah. Palomino, what else? 4 something?
Just the number 4, yes, at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay. Yeah. As soon as we get off, I'll send what I have for you that we did last year.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I was a bit concerned about, staying within the Seroptimus like logo and font. I wasn't sure if there are any resources or a particular font that I should or should not use, or does any of that matter?
As far as fonts, no. It's
Okay.
the thing that matters is that you use the correct logo. You put
Right.
your full club name spelled out, and that
Right.
you put the mission statement. And the logos are available on SIA's website. And so
Okay.
if you need that, you can certainly contact me, and I will.
Okay. Right. And I screenshotted your email address
Okay.
and then the other information that you provided. So I have that available.
Yeah, and I can point you to the right place there, and I'm sure that Nikki has that in her graphics for the Dream It Be It, because they've been doing it for a while.
Okay, great.
So.
Another thing is that if you've never done design before, what kind of design are you presenting to the community if you're just hunting and pecking on the computer? I know I had volunteered to do the program for, I believe it was Mariposa Club. They didn't contact me back, but I'm assuming we have a lot of resources.
I would think so.
That are designers that could really, you have to send something out that's professional. You just don't want to have it look hokey.
Right, exactly. So I do have some experience with designing flyers, or like I'm very familiar with Canva. So that's a place to design just various different things, flyers, business cards, invitations, and so on and so forth. So I have experience using that, but I just wanted it to be something that's precise and something that it does have a professional style to it, but something that also meets the needs of Seroptimist. But something that's also catching for teenagers and adolescents. Yeah.
I wasn't particularly speaking about you. I was just saying Seroptimist clubs in general.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That was my point about like thinking about the look and the color and using a template, because if you're not used to doing something like Serena mentioned that she is, I mean, like if I put something together, it would look hokey, I'm telling you. So, I mean, I would not be the one to design something, you know? And so that's why if you have somebody that has that in the club, great. But when we didn't, we went out to somebody to do it because we just couldn't, which of course that was an expense too of the event that we were doing, but we wanted it to look good and represent Seroptimist and our club well. And so yeah, that's exactly right. One of the things, Serena, is I do think there are also some other resources as far as Dream It Be It, because I'm also the Dream It Be It chair for San Francisco. And there are some templates out on SIA's website. I don't know that they have a flyer template, but they do have some other templates for different forms and different items for the Dream It Be It program. So you can check out there too.
All right, great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Any other discussion points? Judy, anything else you want to say?
No, I just kind of share the desired, the more professional, the better. I mean, I see, as I'm sure you do, Carla, all really across the spectrum of very basic to very sophisticated. They don't need to be super sophisticated, but they do need to convey the important information and the important information only. You know, I've seen flyers that try to cram in too much information that then, you know, nobody's going to stop and read them. And then some that visually just don't really catch your eye. So it's kind of a combination of catchy, but not stupid and just the right amount of information that I think is effective. And I, like you, I think that the large portion of what we see these days is online. and not
Mhm.
so much, you know, printed walking around the community, though I'm sure every community is a little bit different. But yeah, I think it's important to, you know, it is still, even if we're only doing it through social media, not any printed material, the basic concept is still the same, right? Not too much information, but enough to be useful.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and if people are just going to scroll past it, right? It's got to stop
Mhm.
them
Yeah,
from the scroll.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
Cool.
thank you for joining. I know this is Thanksgiving week and everybody
Mm.
has other things to do, but appreciate your taking the time. And thank you, Carla, for putting this together for us. Greatly
Yes,
appreciated.
absolutely.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. And yeah, feel free to contact me if you ever have any questions, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you. You
All of you as
too. You guys
well.
have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you for the information. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye.